It's so crazy to me that 2K's flagship golf game is made in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Like, that seems like a glitch in the Matrix. Something's not right. It's not made in London, England, or Novato, California. It's made in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Lunenburg is one of only 2 urban communities in North America designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I'm gonna say the other one is Old Montreal. 2 urban communities designated as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Lunenburg is one of 2 urban areas in North America that has been established as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What's the other one, man? I mean, it must be, they must have a lot going on because only Lunenburg is bragging about it. It's on page 2, trust me. Well, now I'm on Canada.ca looking at Canadian sites on the World Heritage list. I see Old Town Lunenburg. Okay, Old Town Lunenburg. And then maybe the landscape of Grand Pre. Oh, no, I was right. I was wrong. The historic district of Old Quebec. I said Old Montreal, but it's Old Quebec. Okay, fair enough. Montreal heads aren't going to like hearing this. I can't speak for living there. As a tourist, Old Quebec, or just Quebec City in general, clears Montreal. That's my 2 cents. Both of them probably clear any other city in Canada for tourism. But I say Quebec City number 1, Montreal number 2. Banff, though, you got a lake. Get over it. It's a pretty lake. We got the mountains, too. Okay, you got the mountains. Congratulations. You don't hear me bragging about it. How's Vancouver as a tourist spot? Not that great. I mean, it's basically what I've always said is it's a good place to live, but as a tourist, there's not that much to see. Most of the good stuff in Vancouver provides a better quality of life to the people who live there. Whereas like in Quebec City, I think there's a lot to see as a tourist. Old Quebec, the Citadel, you can get out into the countryside a little bit, experience like some French Canadian cuisine and stuff like that. Whereas in Vancouver, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like land and then go for 12 walks on the seawall? It's great when you live here. You're like, hey, maybe I'll just go to the seawall and take a bike ride. Seawall is boring AF, just high rise after high rise. Yeah, people live here. Downtown has some density. Me, when I'm walking on a combination foot and bike path next to the largest park in North America, adjacent to the ocean, this is a little boring. Me watching the seaplanes land right next to the cruise ship terminal with the coastal mountains in the background, watching the sea bus leave Waterfront Station to head over to North Vancouver. Well, not a whole lot going on here, is there? Just kilometers and kilometers of dense housing. The seawall's not dense, it's NIMBY zone. Make up your mind, Daiguiga. How can it be high rise after high rise, but also not be dense? You gotta one of those can be true, okay? But they can't both be true simultaneously. They're not empty anymore. They put that empty homes tax in, so it costs you like 15% of your home's assessed value to leave it empty. Now, if this was like 2014, yeah, they were probably like 80% empty. Now, they're not empty. They're rented out at like $4,000 a month. And you're still complaining. When they're empty, everyone complained. Now they're renting them out at market rates. Everyone's complaining. You ever think about that guy who said the rent was too damn high? Was he the same one who wore the boot on his head? That's Vermin Supreme. Vermin Supreme. That is Vermin Supreme. Okay. The rent is too damn high guy. Jimmy McMillan III. Chairman and leader of the Rent is Too Damn High party.
Mr. McMillan, would you like 30 seconds more?
Allow me to introduce myself. I represent the Rent is Too Damn High party.
I don't mean this in a negative way, but I think it's like a huge slap in the face when Wikipedia puts your activation as perennial candidate. Because, like, I'm pretty sure when you win, they just call you, like, a politician or, like, an elected official. When they just call you a perennial candidate, that's basic. And I mean, I get that he doesn't have a realistic chance of winning. He's running to raise awareness of the issues that are important. But it is basically saying, like, this guy loses every election he's ever been in. I should play some golf. And by the way, why am I playing golf? I just thought, let's play some golf. It's as simple as that. Looking for something low impact, easy on the joints. Get out, get a little bit of digital sun. Also, I bought it to play with Sips and Mouth in November 2022 or something, maybe even earlier. And then we tried to play, and for some reason we couldn't connect. And I think everybody else refunded it, and I just didn't. So I still owned it. So I'm gonna. So I'm playing it. Can we get a poll on whether or not the superconductor is real? My nightmare is that I'm actually going to be correct with my post. With my post. You know what I mean? Like my post. Where I read yesterday morning that all that superconductor news is... People said this has the potential to be the most important scientific discovery of our lifetimes. I simply said, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Why did I say that? It would annoy people who sometimes annoy me. I don't think physicists would be annoyed by that. I think people who subscribe to the Facebook page for like, I freaking love science, they would be annoyed by that. They'd be like, I've just pivoted from being an expert on deep sea submersibles to being an expert on unidentified flying phenomenon of extraterrestrial origin, and now I'm a materials science expert because I watched a video essay on YouTube. So I thought it would annoy those people. For me to just be dismissive of it. And that's my own cross to bear, because it's not like a good reaction to have immediately. But after 24 hours, I see a lot of people posting, there's no way this is real. If it's real, it should be verified like within the next 2 weeks or something like that. I am a scientist. I also get annoyed by mass media. This is revolutionary articles. Well, you're reading between the lines. What you're saying is I'm very smart, and I appreciate that. We should customize our My Player. This is not what I look like. Did they have to show the golfer from behind on that scene, by the way? Holy cow. Each club type has an individual skill path with 6 types in total. A skill path has 7 levels. You can't just play a game anymore, can you? You can't. So you boot up the NES 1986, you get a cartridge, the cartridge says golf, there's no tutorial. You got a meter on the right side of the screen, you got a golf course, play ball. Nowadays, every game, you've started as one of the... I don't care, just let me hit the ball, man. That being said, I'm definitely going to spec into irons. How about you take... I just don't understand why we're looking at them from this angle, but that's fine. Take me to the locker. And I would simply, if we're starting from a base, let's be honest, it's probably this. Choosing a preset appearance cannot be undone. Are you sure you want to do this? My reaction when I'm born. I would simply like to change, I would like to, it is a little insulting sometimes when everything else has a hairstyle and then bald is just a circle with a line through it. You could just put like a human silhouette there. You don't have to make us out to be like such a Malcolm Gladwell. Holy cow, this is horrible. Is there, not the game to be clear, but is, also, hang on. Yeah, don't give me the, this is not right, man. Something's not, I'm losing it here. This is not what I look like. Oh, that is correct, though. You don't have freckles? Okay, hang on. I'd like to turn down the... I'd like my freckles to be maybe a 0 or a 1, perhaps? Yeah, a 0. And then the opacity of them is irrelevant. Brother, this is not right. You need a pointier chin. I do have a chin dimple. It's just hard to see, quite frankly. It looks. It is kind of like that, honestly, but it's still. It's lost in there somewhere. Edit face. Can you do me a favor? Can you lower the chin dimple opacity? Oh, you genius! You princes of Maine, you kings of New England. Yeah, I would say that's roughly maybe like there. That might not be the most important thing to get right, but it matters to me right now. Jaw, that's it. My jaw, haters will say it's fake. I'm not saying I'm Giga Chad, but my jaw is at least squarer than they were putting out there. And then I think I got like a... It's like a square and then more in the... What is this? Is this libertarian or socialist on the political compass? I think I'm square triangular. You're more rectangular? No, I mean, that's like... That's crazy. I wouldn't give myself that, but... I wouldn't give myself that either. I am rectangular. Okay, now you saw it. Tell me what I am. Hang on. Z and X on the controller. You know what? Let's just... What's my jaw depth? I mean, listen. It's not a 0. It's not... Yeah, you know what? I think that's fair. I think 27 is fair. No, he looks so smug, dude. What do you think we're dealing with here? Other way? More chin. More chin? Mouth is too high. I could have told you that. What's more chin is like... It's so bad. Bigger nose? Okay, not everybody all at once, okay? This looks like the meme of the guy driving the car. You know what I mean? Brother, I don't know about this. Whatever. Just give me glasses. Right now, it's like, it looks nothing like me. It looks nothing like me. As soon as I put glasses on, people are going to be like, oh my God, it's you. They're not accessories. It's a medical device. Holy cow. No, thank you. Of course, I mean, you gotta take a belt. Give me that Puma. It does kind of look like I'm here to sell you, or to give you a Bible, rather. OMG, he does. Okay, take me to the Corn Ferry tour or whatever. I'm not that interested in getting like the FootJoy Hyper Golf shirt now, because like I don't know what that means. I think I'd like to hit it right around here.
Yeah, oh no, this one's left.
Just relax, lady. That one wasn't even that bad. I've hit a lot worse than that. Australians, when you have a bad shot, be like, yeah, no. I would say that's damn true. You want something like this, and then you're just going to roll it gently into the hole. You see, if I wasn't fast on that one, that's a guaranteed chip in. And then this is for par. Otherwise, we're not in a good spot. I'll tell you that much. We're not in a... Oh, it's not even close. Just fast forward me. Okay. It's all falling apart, man. Why? They never replay my perfect shots. They only replay the shots where I mess up. I need this. I needed it more than I've ever needed anything in my life.
You got a raid? Set up this putt 15 feet from the...
Yo, raid? I'm going to assume that this is a raid from the Go Off Kings because of the emote that is Go Off with a crown. You are witnessing a man at rock bottom. I appreciate the raid. I did everything wrong and they raided me. But you are witnessing a man experiencing brain death and, I don't know, symptoms of anhedonia simultaneously, and also putting down a downright mediocre round of golf at the same time. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the raid. You should apologize to your audience that's sticking around, though. Except watch this putt. Oh, it was not even... It wasn't even in the right zip code, man. What's bigger, a zip code or an area code? That's like a good trivia question. Usually, geographically speaking, an area code will be much larger. But do you think there's any areas in the United States where the zip code is geographically larger than the area code. Sorry, I mean postal code. So true, so true. Only real ones remember what life was like as a Canadian when the internet was still in its relative infancy, and like half of the websites you would try to sign up for had a zip code field. Even after you changed your country to Canada, you would try to enter a postal code and it would say that's too many characters. So then you would have to like Lycos search random American zip code and then plug it in, and they wouldn't even run like a check if it matched up with your quote unquote state. They would just be like, that's a valid one, looks good to me. This would be, okay, well that green is just rude. But this would be an insane, an absolutely unbelievable eagle that would take. Chris Paul hits an unbelievable 3 to cut the lead to 42. Pro golfer hits an unbelievable eagle to cut his score to +3. Oh, that was a great chip, okay? Just because it didn't go in doesn't mean it's not a great chip, but that was a good one. That was a birdie. It's hard to believe, but you can see green circles in the bottom left for the first time ever. Chris Paul slander is welcome. I know a lot about basketball, is one of the most interesting things that people don't know about me. Paul George is what new heads think Chris Paul is. Am I right?
Choosing the 9-iron here.
No?
That's heading into the rough, I think.
Not even slightly?
He's not hit the mark on that approach.
So true. No, Paul George is good. That's what I mean. People, the player people think Chris Paul is the player Paul George really is. Chris Paul is literally so much better. Am I right? Shake my head. All these new heads don't know what it was like when Sir Charles Barkley was playing. Dude would eat 6 charbroiled, flame-grilled Whoppers, go out and put out Defensive Player of the Year numbers. Can you explain your tweet from an hour ago that said, me when I played Mario Party for 20 years, and it was Khaleesi with the huge Drax arm from the series finale of Secret Invasion? Yes, there's a secret follow-up tweet to that I'm going to talk about on stream that I haven't made yet. The follow-up tweet is, in parentheses, Mario Party makes me horny. There you go. That's the behind-the-scenes second tweet to finish it off. Just die. I should have put some backspin on it.
This one's for birdie.
For birdie? Die is a golf term for wanting the ball's momentum to stop, Chad. I wasn't asking the ball to unalive, okay? I'd like to cancel this shot. It's like not even close.
7 feet to the cup.
This is important. Big par putt here.
Big par putt here to stay at +6. +3, never mind. I would say it's 186 yards to the hole. We hit 185 here. It's around the same level. I'm going up a little bit, and then I'm pulling it back just slightly, and then I'm going backspin, and I'm hitting a perfect stroke right here. A quote-unquote perfect stroke. Oh, the wind is way fiercer than I gave it credit for, but still... Holy, dude, I landed on a boost pad.
That gets the job done. Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. It's time to step on the
My husband also says I have a perfect stroke. Good for him and good for you. All I'm going to say is don't get a big head. It's easier to have a perfect stroke when it's not your hand. When it's your hand, you got to... It takes a little bit more finesse, let me put it that way. When it's not your hand, I think even league average is going to be qualifying for the player of the month. +2, +2, +2. It's literally the opposite. You're telling on yourself.
Yeah.
Self-report, self-report.
Left here, wants to work it against the wind.
Little fast is just, you know, that's how I live my life.
Four against the wind to stick that one.
And this putt to move into a
Finish your sentence, Hemi. Finish your sentence. I know you're impressed. I'm impressed too.
Steady now.
Life in the fast lane. So true. I believe Joe Walsh said it's sure to make you lose your mind.
Will be a disappointing par after such a great approach shot. Just a couple of players.
I'm not an Eagles guy though. I think I actually kind of hate the Eagles.
On the tee
Not
now,
to make a
off the
Big
par.
Lebowski reference.
Pipe one up.
There is no the. Okay, sorry, that invalidates my entire point about their music not being good. Sorry, there is no the. How am I supposed to take them seriously? When they were reporting on the massacre, the news reporter called the rifle an AR.
That shot.
It's actually a carbine. This calls the whole journalistic integrity of the story into question. I'll tell you why I don't like the Eagles. And it's nothing against them. I think they tried. Or still are trying, maybe. And I respect that, because I think there's a lot of bands that aren't really trying that much. They're just kind of phoning it in. I say this without hate in my heart. I'm the only person in this chat who likes like 80s U2, but U2 since about the year 2002 has kind of just not been trying, in my opinion. They've just been cashing checks. I feel like the Eagles tried, and for me they failed, even though they're like the best-selling band of all time, which makes them, it's more admirable. And I'm like, I really hate their most popular song. Part of it is because I don't think it's a good song, and part of it is just because it's played so often, which is not necessarily their fault. But then, like, the other songs that they have, in my head, they would probably be 6 out of 10s. Take It Easy, Life in the Fast Lane, Desperado, Witchy Woman. But I feel like they actually get, like, a global debuff from how often I hear Hotel California. That might not be fair, but it's just my current opinion. I think the same thing applies to Journey, by the way. Like, I think Journey's got, Any Way You Want It, good song. The City, good song. Don't Stop Believing, so annoying that I don't want to hear any Journey songs. Like anybody on this earth, I have some hypocritical beliefs.
Come on, look after us.
Like, I'm great, I'm Tiger Woods, I'm ass. I really like Boston, even though the exact same thing applies to Boston as applies to the other two bands I just mentioned, except it doesn't. Because I could see someone saying that about More Than a Feeling, but on one of my Peloton rides today, they were playing More Than a Feeling, but in order to fit it within the confines of the ride, they played an abridged version that cut out the second verse. And I was like, I didn't even know you could do that, Ben Aldis. It went straight from like the first verse to the chorus to then she slipped away. Anyway, so I was like a little annoyed by that, but whenever you have like a climax like that, you have to build to it. You can't just go like, you know, I'm talking about the solos in My Sharona. You got to build to it, man. You can't just go climax to climax. This isn't like EDM. In rock music, we have to work for our dopamine. 75-year-old man voice. The kids these days. I didn't know this. For someone who cycles, I know nothing about... I'm just going to be that guy, okay? I'm not going to... Everybody likes what they like. I'm not hating, but the fact that people will sit down and watch the Tour de France is fucking hilarious to me. Because, like, it's like auto racing, but 200 times longer. Like, I always thought F1 was kind of boring until I watched Drive to Survive, and I was like, oh, there's storylines here. But even then, F1 is only like 2 hours long. Even if you watch the practices and the qualifyings, that's like 6 hours over the course of a weekend. This is a lot, but it's not that much. But Tour de France is like, it's like 5 weeks long or something like that. You know what's also crazy? I didn't know this until recently. Sorry to not be golfing, but Did you know that they don't just race, okay? There's like team tactics for racing. They don't just go all out, right? There's different courses with different stages with different elevations and different blah, blah, blah. But there's also different roles. Like you could be in the Tour de France and your coach can be like, you're not even going to try to win. Your job is for 9 hours today. You're going to ride in front of a rider who's 1% better than you on our team and just eat the fucking wind all day. And then in the last 20 minutes, the dude behind you is going to have so much energy that we're just going to let him go goblin mode and win the stage. You can literally be a sub in cycling, which I think is cool personally. Try not to read too much into it. The worst shot in Earth's history. Isn't it easier to be the best cyclist in that case? I get that there's competition, so like all the other teams are doing the same thing. But like, isn't it harder to be the support because you're eating the wind all day, and then for the last 20 minutes, the other dude is just going DK mode? That's the reason why they're the support. But like, if you're the support and you're better than the leader, shouldn't your ass win the Tour de France? The support is not better. I know, guy who has never seen the sport, why don't they do it like this? I understand, but like it sort of doesn't make sense to me. Is it not so it's the best tactic to have the second best guy in the world blocking the wind for the best guy in the world. And then at the end, that dude just, even if he finishes the stage in like 70th place, it doesn't matter at all as long as the leader wins. It just seems like whenever the leader calls Roche, everybody has to gather at the Roche pit and cycle as hard as they can. Bro, there's 2 Roche pits now? I heard about that. That's controversial. There's 2 Roche pits now. I don't know. It just seems like to me, I'm just confused because I am ignorant, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. Isn't it better to have the best person eat the wind? I guess not. But there's different, it's like, ice hockey on the NES, where there's like small guy, medium guy, and big guy. They have that in cycling too. Like some of the best cyclists in the world are like 6'2", 170. And then you look at like who their domestique is, and they're like 6'2", 127 or something like that. And you're like, holy cow. That's small guy, big guy. I understand ice hockey meta. The big guys are the... Hang on, let me think about it. The small guys are the climbers, and the big guys are the power. They're like the sprinters. Is that not correct? Correct, okay. Small guys climb, big guys sprint. Which one are you, a climber or a sprinter? I'll be honest with you. I know talking about the Peloton is self-serving. I've always thought of myself as a climber, but I actually think I may have turned myself into a sprinter by losing weight. It used to be that my highest output in a ride, for sure, was cranking the resistance high and then going like 60 to 70 cadence. Now my highest output is typically 100 to 120 cadence at like a medium resistance. What's your max 5-second power? I've never done a test, but I would say it wouldn't surprise me if I could put out... I don't want to come up with something ridiculous. For 5 seconds, I think I could do 450 plus. It could be 500, it could be 470, it could be 450.9. I definitely... there have been rides on the Peloton where because it shows you your max output, like your highest power at any point on the ride. I've top ticked like 600, 650, but that might literally be for like a fraction of a second, and who knows how well calibrated the bike is. But the lady who hit 2,500 yesterday must have been cheating. Listen, you don't understand. If that lady averaged 1,500 watts for 30 minutes, she shouldn't be in the Tour de France even. She should be like in a scientific laboratory having her musculature studied by scientists to like for gene therapy for the entire human race. If she wanted to, and she should be fairly compensated, okay? Please, I could really use this.
Oh, that's a nice line.
This commentator is driving me crazy, man.
A bit long on that one.
Every time I putt, he's like, I personally guarantee this one's going in the hole.
For a par. This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
Shut up!
Not sure how that putt came up shy.
That will drive you bats.
Trailing by 7 after that hole.
Sorry, even is that's a good improvement for us.
At the 17th. Going with a 3-wood here.
It would have been a hole-in-one if I didn't hit it fast and too hard.
Not sure if that's what they're intending to do.
Oh, as we can see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
What are you, a physics major? As you can see, that object was definitely affected by the forces around it. Thanks for your feedback. Oh, it's all falling apart.
Even for the day. Trying to break into the top 10.
Thank you!
What a save.
All over the parking
Oh.
I think that warrants another look.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Great feel,
Oh,
great judge,
saved.
speed.
Chipley, Chipley. Chibly, Chibly, Chipley. Our sweet Chibley. We love our Chibley, don't we? Chipping. I was chipping.
No movement there.
Folks,
Player remains at even par.
yesterday,
To go.
listen, it's no mouth impression, but we got a long way to go.
Oh, that's piped. That's heading down the runway.
Piped, flushed. We got to work on getting our slang the same, because it's just going to cause some hurt feelings. I saw grass and then I mowed grass. Jay, that would go pretty hard on a t-shirt, for sure. -2. Sorry, Jay, I forgot. Chat hates lawns. So, honestly, you're canceled. If you don't immediately replace all of your grass with a clover lawn, regardless of whether your HOA would throw you in prison or financially butt-fuck you for life with fines, then you are a bad person. I will say, you know, I've been taking a lot of walks, and I'm not going to narc on anybody because I don't want to make enemies, you know, in my community. But until Monday, Tuesday, it didn't rain in Vancouver for like 3 weeks, essentially. Mad Dog Nation, thank you. The Lawn Defender has logged on. Thank you again for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, Mad Dog. Mad Dog is Vitalik Buterin. It's the only explanation, man. People are going to start asking questions. Please tell me you're not Elon Musk. Because then, listen, I don't have principles. I would have to stop making fun of Elon Musk. And that gets me some of the easiest +2s that I ever get in chat.
Just missed the hole.
I would do it, but it would affect my ability to provide entertainment. Anyway, I'm not... Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you. I'm not going to narc on anybody in
This is a bogey putt coming up.
Vancouver.
Sitting at 1 over for
But
the event.
we haven't had rain. Until Monday, Tuesday, we hadn't had rain for almost a month.
Bogey on the last.
Everybody's grass was looking like straw. And then you'll walk by like one house. The rest of the block, it's yellow lawns as far as the eye could see. You'll walk by one house and it's positively verdant. You might say, what's the problem with that? Well, we have like drought restrictions were in place, so you could only like water your lawn like once a week or so. I mean, the concept of watering your lawn seems kind of ridiculous to me in the first place, but I understand people want the front of their house to look a specific way. But so everybody else was following the restrictions.
20 yards
and their lawns look like shit. And then you just see one house where it's positively, it's as green as a boreal rainforest. Could be a different kind of grass. Sure, could be. Could be. Chibli could be a different kind of grass. Could be. Many different kinds of grass these days. Chibli, but Sleepy Joe doesn't follow the watering restrictions as laid out by the city of Vancouver. I said it. Everybody's thinking it. I said it, Chibli. It's bad, but I can't stop doing it. Hey, Conham. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. I do have to say, and this is just related to your name kind of sounding like a prophylactic, but I don't mean that in an offensive way. Did you know that Trojan Magnums are the best-selling condom in North America? Great chip, by the way. Hey, Fat Rat Flex, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. A fellow Magnum user, I see. You know it would be a great experiment? To get Trojan to rename the Magnum to just Trojan Normal or something, Trojan, whatever, and then release a new Trojan Magnum that's like 25% bigger than the existing Magnum, and then see if it eventually reestablishes itself as like as the biggest seller. Hey, thank you R2DP for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you, thank you. I must be doing something right. I did everything wrong and they supported me. Can I just say to Justin's credit, I was going to say in his defense, but everybody laughed at the time as well. Hey, AirPod Slime. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. You know what? Yeah, this is why I should play more golf. You're absolutely right, Jay, because golf appeals to the upper quintile of earners. We're getting a lot of white-collar professionals, senior executive level individuals that are like, holy cow, I finally understand Twitch. It's like, if you watch hockey on TV, all the ads are like beer, pizza, Toyota. If you ever watch golf on TV, the ads are like Mercedes, golf items, and like luxury real estate and stuff like that. Rolex, exactly. Hey, Giago, thank you as well. Thank you. And you, Watanabe, librarian, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. We're getting all the HVAC small business owners. Oh, you mean real certifiable patriots? All right, Sasper, thank you as well. Everyone else stop, okay? No more. I gotta generate some banter, okay? Thank you, thank you. Blue-collar workers that you despise. Excuse me, you've got me like so backwards. I respect them because I don't think I can do what they do. All I'm saying, and all I have ever said, is that the duties of being a plumber don't seem that hard. I'm not saying the job isn't hard because like every day you got to do it. You've got unpredictable hours. You're on call. You're elbow deep in shit. You're bent over all day. But I'm just saying, like the dude who replaced Justin's washing machine, like at the end, I'm not saying he didn't provide a valuable service. I'm just saying it wasn't that hard, right? Dude shined a flashlight at the back and was like, this dude obviously doesn't know what's going on here. If he did, he could just go to the Home Depot and fix it himself in under an hour. But guess what? I got the part in my truck. Are there any plumbers in chat that can tell me I'm wrong? If you're like a web developer who lives in Austin, Texas, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about at the same level that I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get some plumbers here to actually, set the record straight. I'm a plumber and you're right. I don't believe you. I simply don't believe you.
Let's see what happens here.
I went to a mechanic and they quoted me $500 for parts and $1,000 for labor. I went to the auto parts store, bought the part myself for $10 and did it. Lol. Listen, I think you're well within your rights, but at the same time, I don't think that they were trying to scam you. Maybe they were trying to scam you a little bit. But like anytime you pay somebody else to fix something for you, it's always going to cost like an order of magnitude more than it would cost to fix it yourself. Like your ass didn't want to fix it yourself. That's why you called somebody. They don't want to fix your car either. That's why they're charging you, you know, what the market will bear. I installed the windows in my house and saved like $7 grand. Like that's crazy. I support this. I'm also just saying, me personally, if there's ever a quote where I'm like, I'm not going to pay that, I'm not like, oh, I'm getting scammed. I'm like, oh, that's just too much money for me to value the service. Like if I'm going to do it myself, I'm probably not going to do it myself. Imagine doing things yourself. Well, I don't know, like chat's not going to like this because they're the only people who can call people in their 20s and 30s boomers that disagree with them. But I feel like doing things yourself is admirable, but looking down on people for not doing things themselves is very boomer coded. Like everybody that works is in a business, and most businesses, maybe not most, I'd have to check the data on that one, but many businesses provide a service that somebody could do for themselves or alternatively go without. So the idea that like, oh, you should never, you know, go to a mechanic, just do all the fixes yourself. I get it, but at the same time, maybe, you know, you should never use Geek Squad either, Grandpa. You know, maybe so you always pay a convenience charge to do a service that you don't want to do yourself. And whenever people, sorry, I talked too long. The gifted subscriptions got purged from the chat. I meant to say thank you, Wafa88. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, that's the thing is people will say like, you always see it online, you know? People are like, I haven't been to a restaurant in like 4 years. And you're like, okay. Like, what do you want me to say? Congratulations? Like, everybody knows. They write it as if it's like a revelation. I can't believe that people would go to a restaurant. Do you know it's cheaper to buy food from the grocery store and cook it yourself? Yeah, of course. Did you know it's cheaper to steal vegetable seeds from the Canadian Tire, plant them in a garden, wait for the vegetables to grow, and then harvest them yourselves and then cook them? Of course. But, like, at some point, you have to choose the kind of life you want to live. And maybe you get... I'm crazy! Depending on your circumstances, maybe it's a necessity, or maybe you derive some self-esteem from, or your identity from not paying for services that you feel like you could do yourself. And I think that's fine. But always looking down at people that are like, go to a restaurant or pay somebody to do their oil change or something like that is, I don't know. I think you should get a life. Not that anybody in chat was doing that. Hey, Rare STG, thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. Like, for example, if you can't entertain yourself, you could just buy gifted subscriptions for me so I can entertain you. See, that's like, it's the way of the world. Why is every male streamer so handyman inept? Why is it that it's okay for you to say this guy is bad at doing things, but it's not okay for me to say it's a better use of my resources to give money to someone to get time back for myself? I could have phrased that in a less nice way as well, but I'm just saying, whenever someone's like, the streamer is dumb and inept, people are like, so true. Whenever the streamer is like, you know, I'd rather pay somebody to do my oil change because that 30 minutes of my time is more valuable to me than the price of the oil change, people are like, out of touch. I'm just trying to get along, man. I'm just trying to make friends. Streamers will be like, I'm getting my oil changed right now. And then 1,000 people will go off on them. You make fun of streamers for using DoorDash, though? Yes, like everybody else, I'm a hypocrite. But usually I don't necessarily, it's not that I make fun of streamers for using DoorDash, is I make fun of streamers for saying, hang on, my DoorDash is here, when they're streaming, which is very funny to me. Why is it funny? I don't know. I haven't teased that apart yet. Same thing. You know the one that gets me? This is like the one where you lose me. Twice a year, I get my winter tires changed to summer tires, or like all seasons, and vice versa. The oil change, I understand. With a little bit of elbow grease, I could easily do it myself. The tires, it drives me crazy. People are like, why don't you just make friends with somebody that has a jack? Drive it over to their garage, jack it up, and then you and this dude with a couple of torque wrenches, you could change your... Because I don't, like, listen, could I do it with practice and if somebody taught me? Yes. At the same time, I don't want to be driving on the Sea to Sky highway and like my front right tire pops off and my car flips over 100 times down a mountain and submerges my family in the Pacific Ocean, you know? I'm like... You could do it, jacks are cheap. Yeah, but like, you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. In a relative sense, getting the tires changed is cheap as well. The most expensive part of it is me having to watch 2 episodes of The Family Feud in their waiting room. Sometimes they don't even have The Family Feud on. That's even worse. They have that show on HGTV where like a dude builds people like artisan tree houses. And that's where I'm like, could you change the tires a little faster? I will say, though, they did get me one time. Usually when I go,
Rails looking good.
they're like, do you want to get your tires aligned as well? Wait, no, is it aligned or rotated? I can't remember, because I don't know what I'm talking about anyway, at the end of the day. One of those two. Which one of those is often offered free, and which one of those is usually an upcharge? Rotated is usually free, aligned is usually more expensive. Rotate is often expensive, alignment is usually free. What the hell? Okay, alignment is usually about $100, rotation's usually free. All right. So here's how it went down. Every time I go get my tires changed, they go, do you want an alignment? And then 4 times out of 5, I say no. And then this time I said, you know what? I haven't had it done for like 4 years or something like that. Why don't you go ahead and do an alignment? I thought that it would be like $40. And then when I got the invoice, it was like an extra $100 charge. And I was like, you can just do that? All I did was, you asked me a question, I said yes, and now I have to pay you money? I don't even have to sign like a contract or anything like that? Meanwhile, anytime a video game changes anything, I've got to hit the A button 17 times and pretend to have read like 14 legal agreements. We've updated our privacy policy because there was a class action lawsuit related to V-Bucks, and yes. Just let me buy Bender, bro. My store's going to rotate soon. But at the store, you could just be like, hey, do you want a service? Yeah, give me money. What the hell? It hardly seems fair. Just because I told you to do something and you did it, now I have to pay you currency? I don't know about that. Did you see the 9-year-old boxing match? I did. I saw the poster for the boxing match between the 2 9-year-olds. I got to be honest with you. Maybe you say this is like not something I should comment on. It looks like the kid on the right is in for a long day. I was going to say night, but I imagine that's because they're 9. They probably start the fight at like 11 a.m. Kid on the left looked lean and mean. Kid on the right does not look like he has been taking his training as seriously. What are you talking about? There was a poster that went viral for a boxing match between 2 9-year-olds in South Carolina. Maybe North Carolina. I was going to say, which one's the bad Carolina? Oh, that would be a good one to get Chad started on. Both of them. Listen, I think both Carolinas are pretty close, right? We all know there's a bad Virginia. Sorry. I shouldn't say a bad. I should say a worse. They could both be bad. I can't stop looking at this poster. Tell me I'm crazy, right? I mean, if you were a betting man, who would you bet on in that boxing match? Kid on the left or kid on the right? Kid on the left is screwed. Kid on the right has murder eyes. I would bet on Child Protective Services stepping in. Maybe this is a controversial take. I mean, I'm not sure that 9-year-olds should be fighting each other. But, like, as long as they're wearing, like, proper equipment and they've got, like, a medic on hand and stuff, like, it's just amateur boxing, right? Like, for adults' entertainment? What are you saying? Well, like, if 2 16-year-olds were boxing and they build it as like an amateur boxing match, people would be like, oh, that's good. They're putting their, their teenage time into something productive that's like, I mean, I was going to say it's good for them, but it's like, it's good for their fitness. It maybe is bad for them if they get injured, but yeah, but 9-year-old kids are playing football and stuff like that. I'm not saying that kids should be fighting each other in backyard brawls. I guess all I'm saying is, when can a kid start to box in like in a safe environment? Don't say never. We live in the real world. People will be like, never. By the way, did you watch the streamers kick the shit out of each other in the chess boxing event? That's different. They're adults and they had training. Yeah, they had like 3 weeks of training. You saw, I'm not saying I would do any better. I'm just saying it takes a little longer than that to really, get the impulse to constantly keep your hands up. I was going to say you wouldn't catch me getting concussed by a 9-year-old. That's all I'm saying. No shot. Cat Williams. Cat Williams would be like, there's no shot I'm getting concussed by a 9-year-old. Hey. Those kids were not 9 and they jumped him. It's like because Twitter thinks I'm super into the NBA, which I am now. There'll always be like those engagement farmers who are like, okay, if you can score a bucket on a 5th grader, you get $1 million. On an 8th grader, you get $5 million. On a high schooler, you get $10 million. On a Division I NCAA basketball player, you get $50 million. On an NBA player, you get $100 million. On prime Kobe, you get $500 million. Who you taking? I believe I could probably score a bucket on the best 5th grade basketball player in America. But I will say, I do think it might be close. Because you will always see it'll be like, hey, check out this 5th grader in Wyoming. And he's like 6'4", and he literally just goes and stands under the basket. And then the team of dudes that are half his height just heave him the ball. And he just goes and the score is 90-4. But I still think with an adult male physique, I could take him in basketball. I'm gonna have a speed advantage. I'm gonna have a stamina advantage. I'm gonna have a musculature advantage. Here's the thing. I just say, listen. If you're 6'4" in the 5th grade, what are you gonna be? You're gonna be 6'4", 110 pounds. I'm just backing you up to the basket. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I've got a grown man's lower body. If I dribble and I start pushing it back, you're not stopping me. You simply don't have the force to stop me from just constantly moving it back. And then I back you up, I back you up, I back you up. Fake cross, layup. Let's be honest, I'm not hitting the jumper on this kid. 8th grader, no chance. No shot. I would not risk going up against the best 8th grader in America in basketball. He would torch me. But 5th grader, I think we could have a game. They're gonna move around you, hit it out of your hands. It's not gonna go down like that, honestly. I know because when you think back to when you were a kid, you were like, oh, I ran around all the time. But when you're prepubescent, that's a child's musculature. A relatively normal adult versus a 5th grade kid in the 100-meter dash, you better torch him. You got so many advantages. Can somebody look up the American record for a 5th grader in the 100-meter dash? It's not even, I would absolutely torch the average 5th grader. If it was average, I would go up against the average 8th grader, and I think I would beat them in basketball. Because I was the average 8th grader. But if we're talking about the best in the country, I could have a chance against the best 5th grader. 12.81 seconds? Holy cow, that kid's fast as fuck, bro. All right, how about 9-year-olds? How about what's the fastest a 9-year-old's ever run the 100-meter dash? That's fast as hell. Holy cow. 12.82? What the hell? These kids were not running 12.8s when I was in the 5th grade. It was like an 18-second 100-meter dash. What are they feeding these kids? This is crazy. Okay, how about now that you've looked that up, can you look up average 34-year-old adult 100-meter dash? I truly have no concept of how fast I could run a 100-meter dash. It's not going to be world record, so that'll be our lower bound. An average man, okay, no, the average man jogging speed. This is a 100-meter dash. It's not a 100-meter jog. 15 seconds? Okay, can you Google above average 34-year-old man 100-meter dash? You're not above average? Have you seen adults? I'm definitely an above average sprinter for a 34-year-old man. The average 34-year-old man in North America wears a silk button-up tucked into chinos, and the silk button-up has short sleeves. There's no, I mean, I'm not saying I'm an elite sprinter. I'm saying I think I beat the average. Plus, I already walk on my toes. Toe walking is the ideal gait for running. It's one of the few advantages that toe walkers have. I'm telling you that's true. I'm not saying that means that I'm an elite sprinter. I'm just saying there's one built-in advantage. A non-elite athlete can run 100 meters in 13 to 14 seconds. However, Olympic qualifying times are much lower. Oh, well, okay, I believe that. 13 to 14 seconds. If we're playing 21, I'm beating the best fifth grader in America. Well, let's be honest. Okay, am I beating the best fourth grader in America? You already know my position. It's laughable to think that I would lose to the best second grader in America. That's a little kid. They're like 3 feet tall. They can't do the 7-year-olds. They dribble like up here. They dribble like Timothy Chalamet. I'm not insanely good at basketball, but there's no shot I'm losing to a kid that's dribbling like this. Okay, so second grade, I'm crushing them. Third grade, I still think I clear them easy. Fourth grade, maybe we start to have like a competition. Fifth grade, I think they're starting to get some skills. Like a fifth grader that's wearing normal clothes, I clear him easy. A fifth grader that goes to school in a basketball jersey every day, that might be a little tougher. Because their whole life is ball. But look up highlights from the best fifth grader in America. Yeah, but is there a highlight of them playing against an average 34-year-old man? Because that's really what I need to see. Like, I don't want to see a fifth grader going up against other fifth graders and just, like, killing them. I want to see a fifth grader, like, playing ball against their dad. Assuming that he's not LeBron James. Are we calling fouls? Well, here's the thing. I'm, like, an old-school NBA fan. You know, from, like, the Pistons era, when Dennis Rodman was still called the Worm before he got into politics. So, of course, I mean, I'm going to be eating glass. Best fifth grader in the country right now is Mason Broyles, and NL clears him easy. Let's go. You're over, Mason Broyles. At the 2031 NBA draft, I'm going to clear you. Well, no. But right now I'm ahead of you in the prospect list. In 2031, you'll probably be ranked higher than me if I had to guess, but it's all politics anyway. Dude, you know what would be really funny? Not for the kids, it would probably like mess up their self-esteem. But like in every sporting event for like elementary school students, they should line up like 7 sprinters in the lane, and then the 8th lane should just be like the social studies teacher. Just to give the audience a comparison of like how fast the kids actually are. Because I think that like, I think it would be funny to see how they fared against like Miss Jenkins, who just like goes to a couple Pilates classes a month and otherwise is too swamped just trying to keep like her life in order. A reality check lane. Yeah, like the same way, you know, when Roman generals came back from successful war campaigns and they had a triumph, they had the people whispering in their ear. Could be like that. It could be like, you're not that fast. You're not that fast. I'm not even a runner. I'm fucking crushing you. I just beat you by 2 seconds. It is funny to me that like, you're right. Streamers are always talking about like who could beat who in a boxing match. No streamer is ever like, I bet I could run longer than other streamer. Oh, he's like, oh, if we got in the ring, I think I would clear him easy. It's never like, oh, if we started to run, I bet they would be huffing and puffing and I would still be in zone 2. They should do a streamer Peloton event. That's basically what I'm saying.
And from the green side,
Simply ran a 5K and nobody followed up on the challenge. With all due respect to all streamers who may have been involved in this, that's so funny. Because a 5K is literally like 27 minutes of jogging. I'm not saying it's like the easiest thing to do in the world. I'm just saying, like, if you were talking like he ran like a half marathon or something like that and challenged people and nobody took him up on it, I'd be like, that makes sense. That's a lot of training to get that kind of aerobic base. But I mean, a 5K, you can go couch to 5K in what, 6 weeks? Stop lying to people. A 5K is 19 minutes? Not for like a normal person. That's like really fast. When I ran a lot, like my jogging pace was probably like, 27, 26 minutes for a 5K. If I was really pushing it, I bet I could get like, 21, 22. But like 19 is fucking quick, bro. 27-minute 5K means you're not fast at sprinting. You saying that means you don't know anything about running, because most of the time you run is not running at your fastest pace possible. You're getting in lots of miles to build your aerobic base, dummy. You do like a few easy runs a week, and then you do one run where you test your pace, which is usually a shorter distance, and then you do one long-ass run where you load up like 17 audiobooks, leave at your house at 5 a.m. and come back for lunch. Listen, I would not say I have the fastest 40 time on Twitch. That's ridiculous. All I'm saying is, I think I clear the average 100-meter dash for men in my age group. Now, I'm not average for people who would describe themselves as runners. I'm talking about the straight up average. People who are professional sprinters and people who have never run in their life. Maybe the median. You can just go do it right now. Maybe, Dan, are you here? I should fly to Michigan and we can rent our gymnasium. We could do a basketball. Pros versus Joes, but actually it's Joes versus Joes. The average Joe's fitness challenge. I would say, and I think I have a reasonable estimation of my own physical abilities, okay? Maybe I overestimate them slightly, which I think is a lot of the overconfidence bias is a real thing for a reason, But I'm going to be honest with you. Dan, without a doubt, I think Dan clears me in running because he runs. I think he clears me in basketball as well because I have not shot a basketball in a long time. With all due respect to Dan, because it's only because someone in chat asked and I need a win here, I crush him on the bike. I mean, that's like the freebie. The basketball for him is a freebie. The bike for me is a freebie. Now, I think Dan clears the league average in running, biking, and basketball. I think I clear the league average in running and biking. Now, basketball, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I don't know how good the average American is at basketball. I would think that it would be a close fight. But I don't want it to be me versus Dan. Oh, come on.
Top effort that.
I want it to be me and Dan versus America. Here's a great question. Do you prefer grilled or crispy chicken in your Caesar salad? The answer is yes, please. But the second answer, I'm glad to see a lot of people agreeing with me on this one already, is I think at most restaurants, grilled. And you always have to be a grilled chicken defender. You always have to be like, oh, why are you getting grilled chicken? Don't you know a Caesar salad is already bad for you? It's kind of the same as being like, why are you putting your aluminum cans in the recycling bin? Don't you know that the earth is already warming regardless? But anyway, sometimes I think grilled chicken, to me, just tastes better in a Caesar salad. You already get a very high note of oiliness from the dressing. Oh, look at the stroke, brother.
It was a narrow miss.
Trying to cast a Hadoken. I just think a grilled chicken it just feels better in a Caesar salad for me, regardless of health reasons. But I'm not against a crispy chicken if that's what it comes with. Also, for some reason, grilled chicken at a restaurant goes crazy. I don't know if it's because they brine it first or because they use more fat when cooking it than I would at home. But it is actually like, it feels like a different meat at a restaurant than it does at your house. Anyway, those are my thoughts. But I'm a big believer in grilled chicken Caesar salad being the ultimate order at almost any restaurant in North America. He's Caesar salad posting again, but I'm a simple man. If there's a chicken Caesar salad on the menu and it's surrounded by 11 burgers, I'm getting the chicken Caesar salad. That's just sad for North America. Americans, when the menu doesn't even have Jagerwurst, pork and deer processed sausage with head cheese in it. Is it good? No, not really, but it's based on a recipe from a Bohemian recipe from the 11th century. It's served with the worst bread you've ever seen in your entire life. It's pitch black and it's made exclusively of oats. That one hurt me because that's essentially my ideal meal. Oh. You can dunk on America for a lot of stuff, but and I do as well. So let's be honest here. That being said, when people dunk on American food, I'm giving you a huge dub here, America. Please don't squander it. America is getting maligned for the wrong reasons. You should be making fun of the fact, not that the food tastes bad, because in most parts of America, you can get extremely good food. You should be dunking on the fact that at every restaurant on earth, it comes out in a portion size that is 4 times more than any adult should eat in a single meal. And then the second thing you should dunk on them for is, no, that's because in America, when you go to a restaurant and you order a meal, it's common sense. When you order a meal, that's not what you can eat in one sitting. Everybody knows that when you order food at a restaurant, you're supposed to get enough food to eat until it feels like your stomach is going to burst. And then you say, excuse me, can I get this packed up? And then they bring you a styrofoam container. You shovel another meal into that. Go home, put it in your fridge, say you're going to eat it tomorrow for lunch, then get a little peckish around 8 p.m., eat a couple bites, and then say, well, that's not even enough for lunch tomorrow, so I'm going to just finish the whole thing now, and then go to bed sick to your damn stomach. Those are the two things you can make fun of American food for, or at least restaurant food. The quality of the food, I mean, if you're eating bad in America, that's on you. And tipping? Yeah, okay. Well, but that's the same in Canada, to be honest. So I can't really pretend on that one. Except, listen, I live in a pretty good food city, but if we're talking about nationally speaking, America clears Canada on food. How does Vancouver's food scene compare to Seattle? I love Seattle, okay? I genuinely, I very much like urban Washington. I live in Vancouver, so I've had more opportunity to be exposed to better cuisine. Going to Seattle as a tourist, you might not know, the joints that are the best and the joints that are the worst. That being said, I think it clears it easy. I think that Vancouver clears my impression from having been in Seattle, I don't know, for 2 months total in my entire life. And anytime I've been in Seattle, I've basically eaten out every meal because I've been at PAX or a Hatsune Miku concert. Oh, I would say that Vancouver clears it in my opinion. Don't do that. People were like, you probably ate the overpriced crap. Same thing. I went to England and I was like, hey, Twitter followers, what's up with the food scene in England? It doesn't seem that good. And they were like, where are you? And I was like, London. And they were like, oh, London? Duh. It's like the 8th largest city in the world. It's a world-class city. It's got 30 million people in it. You want good food, you don't go to London. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to rent a car, drive down the wrong side of the road on the M4. You're going to go down to Brighton Beach. Once every 10 days, if you're in a waxing gibbous moon, there's a man with a shack on the seaside that serves a hell of a chip, buddy. You're in London? Let me guess, you're also going to tell us our beers suck. Meanwhile, you don't realize that beer and ale are two different things here for no reason. All ales are beer, not all beers are ales. Literally, just shut up. You might even be right, but shut up. Like, it just doesn't matter. Ale is beer, bro. Ale is beer. Ball is life. Ale doesn't have hops. It's all beer. I'm sorry. America's got this one right, too. You want me to take America's side on an issue? Just pit them against England. Lager's beer, ale's not beer. Well, actually, lager is cold fermented, whereas previously, prior to the invention of cold brewing, all beer had been fermented at room temperature. So I would know lager's a different kind of beer. It's called a coldie. We got, oh, you wanted to get a lager? No. You don't go to a pub to get a lager. You have to go to a coldie house. It's completely different. Look at this. And listen to this. Okay, slash marker. Cook Serve Delicious 3. You're in for a unique spate of content today. 4 years ago? 4 years ago? I know this is the same for everybody, but time gets very fuzzy if something happened directly before, during, or like in the fuzzy period after COVID, where I can't remember when we did this. But Kate and I did voice work for Cook Serve Delicious 3, the third game in the Cook Serve Delicious franchise. You know it. It's like Osu for making hamburgers, okay? You get a recipe. At first, you're like, there's no way I could possibly memorize this lasagna recipe. When 2 people come into my restaurant, I'm screwed. And then 40 minutes later, you're like, PCSR, put it in the oven, smash it. We did voice work for Cook Serve Delicious 3, but we never made it to the end. Because we are late game material, and usually the way that my Cook Serve Delicious experience goes is that I get like really good at it, and I'm like, this is all I want to play, and then I don't play it for 2 days, and when I come back, I'm like, I'm stupid again. What do I do? So the developer, David Chubbagins, nice, and that's not your real last name. I know that people will take that as if it is. They sent me a save so I could check it out for myself. This is not sponsored, but it is also to promote the fact that Cook Serve Delicious Remastered, a reimagining of the first Cook Serve Delicious, which is like 11 years old at this point, just got announced. !CSD3 will take you to a link to that. You could check it out for yourself and add it to your Steam wishlist. I'm sure David would appreciate it. And also, Cook Serve Delicious 3 is the daily deal on Steam today. I have long been a proponent of the fact that Cook Serve Delicious is an amazing game that you should pick up. I've also long been a proponent of the fact that Steam should never put anything on sale. So I don't know how to find that, but I'm sure that you can figure it out. And then just send it. I'm not a coward. I'm ready to go. You may hear some familiar voices in the background. Sometimes people ask me as a streamer, do you ever get over... My name is Chuck Bannister, and joining me... Do you ever get over the awkwardness of hearing your own voice? No.
That's right, Chuck. The Iron Cook Food Truck Challenge. 13 trucks enter, but only 1 wins.
Contestants will race around the track, stopping to serve food to judges after each lap.
They must also survive the combat tunnel, where weapons are hot and armor plates are not.
I don't know about you, Greta, but my money is on Max Wieners. Literally.
Wait, what?
It's crazy.
Start your grills.
I don't know that's what I sound like. Quite frankly. I knew my wife sounded good. I didn't know I sounded like that, though. 11 is a minus. And 14 is a square bracket. Huge. Now, pork me? Sorry. Send them all out there. Pork me number 5. Pork me number 6. He's crazy. Give me some Rish N. You want some? PCPWS phrasing? What have I done? Rish N me? I'm lost. I'm in trouble. I'm lost in the supermarket. I can no longer shop happily. Get him out there. Give me a left square bracket. Rish N. Give me a 12, which is equals PCAWS. I need to make you a Balenciaga real quick. Balenciaga. Oh, it can only be made in this. Oh, that's okay. One mistake I think I have to choose to live with today. One mistake I can live with on day one. What else do we need? Some Balenciaga? Daddy, daddy, my Balenciaga baddie. What is she saying? Orders up. You know what I'm talking about. In the Body Shop song, Unholy. I'm crazy. This is a new world record. Holy cow. When you're not bantering, it's a lot easier to play. I'm so back. I'm a VIP order. I feel like I didn't get feedback on one of those, which means I probably did it wrong. Is this what the bear is like? Should I be watching the bear? I was like, yes, chef. Where's the salt? Where's the salt? You forgot to put the salt on the Italian beef. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? I think that might be Wendy's now that I think about it. It's just like riding a bike. When I do it, I get nowhere. It's a little stationary bike joke for you. Oh, 45X delicious combo. You do not try this at home, okay? Actually, do try this at home. Exclamation point cook serve the exclamation point CSD. Stop shooting me. I'm having enough trouble as is. But when you try this at home, don't assume that you will be better than me the way you are in almost every game I play. I'll have you know, I've played a little cook serve delicious in my time. I'm like the opposite of that dude from Green Eggs and Ham. I have played it in a car. I have played it on a train. I have not played it with a goat, but I would. PC TWS, Rish N, PCBWS, PCBWS. That's a very popular one. That's a Rish N. That's a PCPWS. No comment. That's a Neko HK. That's a PCTWS, and then a bunch of Rish N. Whoops. There's the dopamine button. Neko HK. He's done it. He's done it. He's crazy. He's doing it. What else do we need? We need a square. Oh, I made a mistake. I've served you raw food. I'm sorry. Don't tell anybody. I'll give you a coupon. PCSWS. Send it. Rish N. And then a VIP order on the square bracket. PCPWS. Ooh, I didn't even know we sold that. You know what? I'll give you some fresh egg rolls. You ever go to a restaurant, you get the egg roll, you're like, I know that wasn't made today. I need 50 fried shrimp, chef! You go to a bakery, you pay $4 for a single large cookie, and then the cookie is dry, and you're like, excuse me? I just paid like 4 cookies prices for one cookie, and this thing's from 2 days ago. I'm never coming back. But then it becomes your daughter's favorite bakery because she really likes the cupcakes. So you're back there the next day. And then you buy another $4 cookie because your blood sugar's low, but this one is actually pretty good. And you're like, I don't know what to think. Day complete. Silver medal awarded. I always feel...
Cooks are delicious, trying their hardest.
I don't need my wife to talk down to me in the video game, okay? It's doing psychological damage to me. Let me take a quick look at this pulled pork sandwich, if you don't mind. I've made a mistake. What have I done? Take me back. Click on the plus, and then click on PP Sand. He's done it. And then take it off, and then click on PP Sand. Click on the plus, right-click it, go to practice. He's done it? Okay. What do you need from me? I can't even do it. I got to do it in a holding station. Okay, PP Sando, pulled pork sauce seasoning. I like the sound it makes. It's an APAS. APAS. Holy cow. Now the problem is going to be dressing them, I guess. Ape ass. No, you know why it's a 3-star? Is because it takes forever to cook here. You got to do it in the slow cooker. PSBHCT. Don't break my stations. Please, please, please don't break. I need all the help I can get right now.
Impressive attack.
Who's that strapping young gentleman?
Ready.
We go faster next time.
Steady. Cook.
How's everyone doing? We all
Honestly, I'm like Clint Eastwood. I only need one take.
What? My kid.
People really like Clint Eastwood movies, right? Like, they've been killing it at the box office and on Rotten Tomatoes lately. There's a DF, there's DLCF, PKCT, PSBHCT. You... Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Just a little bit. If we get 10% faster, we'll have time for a cigarette break.
Red light. Green light.
Green light? Who is this? Who does this guy think he is? He sounds like a streamer or something.
Make me something.
Send. Okay, we got some actual momentum. This is new for me. PSCT. This is where it usually falls apart. So it's a GC. Oh, I sent it out. I sent raw food out. GC, you can't make that many quesadillas. You can't make that many quesadillas that fast. You gotta handle that food a little faster.
Wait. Go.
How's everyone doing?
I'm not saying that my voice work is bad, by the way. I'm saying it's always awkward to hear yourself. It's like a unique punishment that every time you lose and restart, you have to be embarrassed as well. More and more it seems we're trying. Do you believe in
A
something?
restaurant that shut down twice. I'd say that's about what you'd expect.
He's Vancouver posting. Hang on, I'm gonna get some water because my glycogen dipped on that one. Girl dinner? Yo, David, are you gonna put girl dinner and boy dinner into Cook Serve Delicious Remastered? Girl dinner is like a sliced baguette, a semi-soft French cheese, 8 grapes, 4 olives, and like 2 pieces of prosciutto. Boy dinner is an unsliced half loaf of bread, 3 American cheese singles, 2 entire pickles not sliced, and a mug of ale. Boy dinner is an entire bag of Lay's barbecue chips, family sized, and a 4-pack of Yellow Dog Play Dead IPA tall cans. And then a ham sandwich. Stop. I like telling jokes because in a second the joke's going to be on the screen because I'm going to be getting my butt kicked. We need to pay attention to every calzone. That's the problem. 14 prep stations is crazy, man. Chow mein. That was me.
One of the best chefs in the world who's
I'll let the voice play, but I already screwed up my first order.
recovering from losing his hands in a tragic waffle iron incident. Get well soon, buddy.
Wait, when did this happen?
I was there. OMG, he did.
Wait, go!
Chow mein.
Shout out to Bear
Oil,
One
chow
of the
mein,
best chefs in the world
Brussels sprouts,
recovering from
PC,
losing his hands
B,
in a tragic waffle
carrots, no red peppers, A, M,
Wait, when did
oil,
this happen?
beef. Okay. Now, chicken tikka. TKCGHKUCRT. They hate it. TKCGHKUCRT. They love it. What did I do wrong, man? I thought I did it the same way every time.
Red
And a shout out to Bear Taffy, one of the best chefs in the world who's recovering from losing his hands in a tragic waffle.
I was not even paying attention to the order.
Red light. Red light. Red
It's
light.
different every time. Okay, okay.
Shout out to Bear Taffy,
O,
one of the best
W,
chefs in the world
P,
who's recovering
C,
from losing his
B,
hands in a tragic
R,
waffle iron
A,
incident.
M.
Get well soon, buddy.
No oil or anything. Send it. Okay. Dough, pesto, cheese, super ricotta, pepperoni, fold and seal. Send it out. There's crab legs. Crab legs, lemons. That's a good one. Everything. This is a typing test. Some of them are just typing tests. That's good. We like it when it's a typing test. Dough, tomato sauce, cheese, ricotta, ground meat, sausage, fold, seal. Oh, send them, send them. Chicken Kiev, chicken. Plastic. Fold. Chicken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did it one too many times. Typing test. Oh. We're so kind of in there though.
Wait.
Back to Womps, back to Bear Taffy.
Go.
Dude, a Cook Serve Battle Royale,
Bear Taffy, one of the
that
best
would go
chefs in the
insanely
world
hard.
who's recovering from losing his hands in a tragic waffle iron.
I added 8 things, and there's only 7 things on the menu, on the list.
Cook. Serve. Delicious. 3.
And a shout out
Oil.
to Bear Taffy, one of the best chefs
C,
in the world
B,
who's
A,
recovering
M.
from losing his
There's gotta be
hands in a
O,
tragic
K,
waffle
send
iron
it. There's gotta be A, T, K, C, G, H. Whoo!
This is the most fun you can have on 4 wheels.
It's funny because now I ride a bike, but I didn't really back then. How did he know? David, how did you know that the Peloton would save me from a mental and physical health crisis like a year after we recorded this? Candy cookie. So A, C, L, K, P, L, L. You got training wheels? No, he said it's the most fun you can have on 4 wheels. The Peloton has 2 wheels, so you can have a lot of fun on that as well. Chicken breast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Send it. D, E, C, S, P, F, L. Go faster. It's a typing test. That's a problem. It's another typing test. I'm going again. We go again. It's a Wurzel Gink. Okay, what Wurzel Gink? Wurzel Gink. WRSLGHNK.
Set. Cook.
And a shout out to Bear
Let me just take a look
Taffy,
at
one of
it.
the best chefs in the world who's recovering from losing his hands
Holy
in a
cow, it
tragic
is Wurzel
waffle
Gink.
iron incident. Get well soon, buddy.
Wait, when did this happen?
Was that right? Can somebody check the tape to tell me I got that right? Did I just do a successful Wurzel Gink?
Stay. Don't move. Hold on. Now. And a shout out to Bear Taffy, one of the best chefs in the world who's recovering from losing his hands in a tragic waffle.
Shrimp is H, not K, every time.
Wait, when did
T,
this
K,
happen?
C, G, H. Okay, we're all right. Everything's fine.
Performance by Cook Serve Delicious.
W,
They
P,
really are the best
C,
thing to come out
B,
of Boise.
A, M, O, H. Okay, clutch insult to Boise. This is before I got on my Idaho kick. Remove wrap. I froze. Herb butter. Chicken. Fold. Maybe I did add to that. Okay. Wurzel Gink. Dark chocolate chip. Crab legs. Chicken breast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grill me. Oh, I packed it up. They're gonna die. DTC. Oh, I gotta restart. I'm sorry. I put raw chicken in the styrofoam.
2, 1.
They're gonna shut down my business.
Go.
O,
Shout out to
W,
Bear Taffy,
P,
one of the
C,
best
B,
chefs in the
A,
world
M,
who's
O, P.
recovering from losing his hands in a tragic
T,
waffle
K,
iron
C, G,
incident.
H,
Get well soon, buddy.
K, U, R, T. You're good. Okay. Chicken. Plastic. Remove. Herb. Chicken. Fold. CL. CL. S. Candy. A. Chicken. Plastic. 1, 1. Remove. Herb butter. chicken, fold. Chicken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, season, you're good to go. Chicken, plastic, LL, remove herb butter, chicken, fold. Wurzelgink. Chocolate chip, chicken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, equal sign. Dark chocolate chip, chicken, plastic, 1, 2, RHCF, RHCF, we know that one now. Chicken, plastic, LL, RHCF, we got it. Oh, they don't like the chicken tikka! TKCGHKURT. Oh, they hate me. I made it wrong again. Oh, they hate me. Does this chicken tikka have turmeric in it, you piece of crap?
Cook, serve, delicious, 3.
And a shout out to Bear Tent.
PCBAM. Okay. TKCGHKURT. That's good. OWPCBAR. They don't want red peppers. Okay. Did we get that right? I don't know. I'm so slow, bro. No, this is way too slow. That's way too slow.
Red light.
I've lost all confidence in myself. OWPCBAMOH. TKCGHKUCRT. Send them. Okay, one more. Huge. Crab legs, lemons. That's a big get. DTCRPFL. CL. Wurzelgink. Pattern recognition. Go like brrr. Ooh. Whew. I do like constructing a menu so it maximizes the use of the dopamine button for sure. Don't insult me.
Not a great race for Cook Serve Delicious, but they can still pull through.
Honestly, it could have been worse. That could have cut me deeper. One day I'm gonna hit a gold, and then my brain is gonna light up. If I was in an MRI machine, it would look like a fireworks festival. This is a good time to point out, indeed, this is not a sponsored stream. It's not nepotism. Nepotism is familial. What do you call it when you do favors for your friend who has also done favors for you in the past? It's just called a cronyism. Thank you. That's cronyism. It's not a sponsored stream. It's a cronyism stream. Cook Serve Delicious 3 is today's Steam daily deal. If you like what you see, you can go pick it up for yourself. Of course, I'm also included in the game alongside my wife with our voice work if you make it to the Iron Cook Speedway at the end of the game. On top of that, Cook Serve Delicious 1 is being remastered, reimagined. Exclamation point CSD. You can check it out for yourself. Coming out 2024. A Cook Serve Delicious 1 reimagining. Remastered, it's called. You know what's crazy is I just got it. I thought that it was remastered as a pun, like to muster something is to like, you know, bring it together or awaken it or get ready. But I now get that it sounds like remastered. Or is it a two-part joke? I understand you. Yeah, or is it a triple joke? Exactly. I don't know if they make triple entendres. Oh. Are you not talking about the UFOs because it's a recycled bit? No, I'm not talking about the UFOs because like all the worst news reporters on the planet were like, did we just get confirmation that UFOs exist today? And the confirmation was like one dude saying that Benito Mussolini came in contact with a UFO in like the 1930s. Like just because he said it, like I don't know who he is. I'm just saying I took offense at the news being like UFOs confirmed real, and then the confirmation was one dude under oath who was like, I'm telling you, the Axis powers in World War II had an alien corpse. I saw it. And then the corpse winked at me. Maybe he's right. Like the world we live in these days, I'm not gonna rule anything out. But I think that some journalistic due diligence is in order as well. If Kelsey Grammer told me they were real, I would believe them. I would believe him, I should say. I would believe in them. Oh!
Greta, remind me to bet on Cook Serve Delicious next year. Wow.
Praise from myself? I can do that for free, brother. Self-affirmations are okay. Yeah, but I don't think they like hit as hard. Isn't that why people go to therapy? Is like it's so expensive because you're paying for somebody to tell you that you're right and you're perfect and there's nothing wrong with you and all of your problems are created by other people? That's why they're heroes, right? That's a fried shrimp. That's an HPPP and dunk me. Now, this is Rish N. I remember that. Look away, look away. If you got little kids watching, look away. You don't want to see me make this octopus. It reminds me, my daughter was watching her iPad. This got me so good. She loves to watch like these little miniature videos where like a YouTuber cooks something, but they're not really cooking food. They're cooking it with like cool looking toys. So she loves cooking basically. So she loves to go like, you know, mix stuff and like fake chopped vegetables and then be like, here's some soup. But she got me laughing because she was like, Daddy, watch this video. And it was like a little shopping cart goes into a grocery store and it picks up like a super realistic fish, like a living, well, not living, but like a fish that has not been butchered yet, puts it in the cart, pays for it. Then it goes to the person's house and they chop off the fins with a pair of scissors, which is what you do when you're preparing a fish, but I didn't, it's a little bit brutal for like a little kid. And then they took like a little toy knife and chopped off the head of the fish and then like scored the fake skin and peeled the skin off. And I was like, I don't know if you should be watching this. Like, on the one hand, I don't want you to be one of those adults that's like, you know, you eat meat, but then when you see meat being produced, you're like, whoa, guys, what's this? But I was also like, I don't know if she's made that leap yet, that like the fish you see like in the ocean and the fish you eat on your plate, like there's a step that takes the former to the latter. Like it's not like the fish in the ocean and the fish fillet in the grocery store are just the same name for two different things. What is he saying? Clueless. You know, I thought it's how like an elephant has a trunk and a car has a trunk.
I really do love watching the violence.
That one maybe I could have done a second take on. But I understand. I was probably like, I'm a big deal. I can't be here any longer. And they were like, please, you've only been here for 10 minutes. I was like, I've got Isaac episodes to make. People rely on me for their daily... Oh, hang on. I think we just burned the merengue, brother. Lots of people listen to my videos when they're at work, okay? If they didn't have me, they wouldn't be able to get their work done. How long did you actually spend recording? 17 years. It was directed by Richard Linkletter. It broke new ground. Rish N. Merciful. Ahoo! We don't have anything! Dunk 'em, brother! What happened to my... they must have destroyed it at the last... What? It's on fire! Did they destroy it? Be honest with me. They destroyed all my holding stations, didn't they? Yes, when you said you love the violence. Note to self, when I hear myself say I love the violence, pay attention to the violence.
Incoming food truck.
Huge. A who?
They don't teach you that in culinary school.
I don't know if that's true, but I've never been personally. I mean, I didn't write the lines. You got to take that up with the writers, okay? Or don't, because they're busy right now, being on strike. So don't be a scab or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying things that people will plus to, okay? I don't really know what I'm talking about.
We are nearing the next stop.
Plus two, plus two, plus two. It's that easy. Hollywood, you hear that? My email inbox is open right now. Come on. Come on. You need somebody compliant and pliable? You need a new Hal Jordan? -2. All right, don't call me then instead. You'll call now. I'll call tomorrow. I'll call now.
Hang on.
Meringue? Rishen? No, don't break my stuff. That is actually my current voice. That feels good. Yes, librarian, that is for the, that is the Sears air conditioner repair ad. I think it's a little bit before your time. You may be familiar with the reference, but it's a little bit before your time. You can search famous Sears advertisement for air conditioner, I'll call now. It's very meta because I did feel that one up here because I was also affected by it.
I cannot live another day without air conditioning.
Says tomorrow's gonna be hotter.
Hotter?
Like yesterday.
Yesterday? Yesterday you said you'd call Sears.
I'll call today.
You call now.
I'll call now.
I'm alive? Wow. I threw out like 25 egg rolls for no reason. You know what? I didn't throw them out for no reason. I threw them out because we, in our business, endeavor to provide customers with the freshest food possible. Speaking of which, can I tell you what I think the biggest scam in food is? It's 2 words with a hyphen in the middle. Sometimes. Small batch. Small batch. Chibli, chibli. Our small batch chibli. Our chiblis are made in small batches. I don't think the size of the batch is relevant to the amount of care that went into it. Just because you made it in small batches doesn't mean that you did it in any less industrial fashion than any other factory. Like when I'm thinking about large batches versus small batches, I picture like a Lay's potato chip factory that is cooking one enormous vat of potato chips in an industrial fryer. When I think of small batches, I think of a factory exactly the same size, but instead of a 4x industrial fryer, they have 8 0.5x industrial fryers. But they're like, hey, we make them in small batches. Yeah, it's the same ingredients, it's the same process, but the pot that we cook it in, it's not as large. They're like free-range potato chips. They had room to roam, brother. They had room to roam. And you know what? The reason it annoys me is because as soon as they put small batch on the bag, the price goes up like 15-20%. I had some caramel corn yesterday. It was delicious. I'm not complaining about the taste of it, but it said handcrafted small batch. And I said, this is not handcrafted. Come on. It's not even, it's not conceivable. You must think I was born yesterday. There were 500 bags on the shelves at the grocery store. That's one grocery store in a city with 300 grocery stores times a country with, 4 cities. Streamer note, he lives in Canada. And you don't even know, like there's no shot that this is handcrafted, man. You would need like every person in the country to be working in the caramel corn factory for it to be handcrafted. It doesn't make sense, but it was tasty. It was very tasty though.
We're almost there.
I would get it again. It's the lies. It's the lies that get to you. You need an M, you need a rish N, and then you're good to go. You need an ohu, you need an M, you need a rish N, and you need an M. Okay, Chibli. Chibli. Can't stop saying it. I did want to say as well, I almost said this during golf, but then I got sidetracked. Wait for it.
Cook Serve Delicious continues to bring home the bacon.
I'll take it. It sounds complimentary to me. What I was going to say in golf before I got distracted, when I said I have to hand it to Justin, I honestly think his proposed bit where a dude frantically builds a time machine and then uses it to go back in time and then stops his parents from having sex by putting his dad's dick in his mouth and then he slowly starts just fading out of existence is on its own one of the funniest things I think I've heard in years, if not my entire life. I was thinking about it. I laughed a lot when he said it during the stream. And then I was in my car driving to pick up my kid from daycare. And I laughed again just thinking about it with no other prompting whatsoever. Hey, Mad Dog Nation, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Oh, it's so funny. And then also, I don't know, was it Chibli or Mouth that did Louis Armstrong at the sushi restaurant and went like, I'll have a California roll. It got me so good, man. Oh, man. I love the idea of Louis Armstrong being like the most annoying guy in history to have dinner with because he talks as if he's singing. Oh, man. It got me good. Listen, if I start another journey on Cook Serve Delicious 3 here, it's going to take me 20 minutes because I'm going to lose, I'm not going to know what the order is. I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to restart it. I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to restart it. This is probably a good time to call it here. Thank you again, David. Exclamation point, Cook Serve Delicious. Cook Serve Delicious Remustard coming out 2024. You click on the link, you can wish list it for yourself. I'm sure David would appreciate it. Thank you. Again, it's not a sponsored stream, but I can't stop David from gifting subscriptions. Thank you so much, David, for the subscriptions. Much appreciated. Now I got to do a dang FTC compliance disclosure when I push the... I'm joking. But probably legally I do, but it's just one line. It's okay. No big deal. Of me calling Ajit Pai. It's not an undisclosed sponsorship. It's merely cronyism. It's disclosed cronyism. And also, Cook Serve Delicious 3, the game I was playing right here that myself and my wife's voice acting featured in. If you're a good enough gamer to make it to the Iron Cook Speedway, is the Steam daily deal today. Legally, I can't tell you that means it's free because I don't think that's true. And lying in advertising is frowned upon in America, despite everyone doing it. You're not driving your Jeep up the side of Mount Everest, man. I'm just sorry. Lucifer, thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. But this isn't an ad. Oh, right, it's cronyism. If you buy the game, it will, I don't know, will lead us to kings. Before we start, shout out to Bear Taffy, a very talented chef who recently lost his hand in a waffle iron incident. Ooh, ouch. Can I tell you I was going to go to Puckdoku for the last 2 minutes? You know what I typed into the Google Chrome quick bar? I typed Puckdoku. That's where my head's at today. Puckdoku. Now, Let's start this up here. We'll go quick. That doesn't look right. Am I crazy to think that that doesn't look right? What did I do to my full... Oh, because I used my this screen region for crosswords. Oh. Oh. Just give me a second. I'm not looking at chat. I'm not looking at chat. They're not indicting me. Why is this thing so freaking big, bro? There you go. That looks right. Okay. Sure, whatever. It does not look right, but Toronto, St. Louis. Doug Gilmore. What is that photo, brother? Toronto, Edmonton. Wayne Gretzky. Sheldon Surrey. No. Commissaric. No, wait. Just let me... Commissaric, Sheldon Surrey. Let me think about this for a second. This photo is so good, dude. It does look like Dan. Toronto's Swedish. I mean, you could run a number there. Let's do Rasmus Sandin. Obviously, Matt Sundin is going to be the easier one there. Canadian, Swedish. Give me a Lars Eller on that one, please. Lars Eller's from Denmark. I give up. I hope you enjoy the stream today, everybody. I'm going to go cry. Carolina and the Oilers. Give me Doug Waite. Oh! Carolina and the Blues. Carolina and the Blues. Probably an easy one that I can't think of. Mark Recchi kind of played for everybody. Toronto, Edmonton is freaking me out. Shouldn't there be an easy one for this? I mean, there must be an easy one. They've both been in the league for like 50 years. Well, and longer. Montreal, Swedish. It's not Koivu, it's for sure. It's not Sergei Samsonov. It's not Alexei Kovalev. It's not Richard Zednik. It's not Sheldon Surrey. It's not Eric Desjardins. It's not Patrice Brisebois. It's not Andrei Markov. It's not possible. You could have been Curtis Joseph, too, now that I think about it. St. Louis. Brett Ull. Doug Waite. The Stalls. Cam Ward. Brett Hull. Can I just say, I don't really like the St. Louis team. I don't hate it. I don't like it. The logo and the colors go crazy. I don't know if Jay is still here. I have a soft spot for this logo and no nostalgia for the team, which I think is how you know that, at least in my opinion, the logo is good. Ghibli, do you know somebody who played for the Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers? I feel like Sheldon Surrey did play for both. Oh! Cody Ceci play for both of you? Yes, he did. Okay. I'm just going to say that I got a T today, and I'm going to accept that, and I'm going to send you over to my wife's stream. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today, and I'll see you tomorrow when maybe we're playing Jackbox. Perhaps. My wife's got she's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw it and then I saw it say, yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow moon.